Imagine being tied to a chair, your mouth forced open, a tube pushed down your throat again and again. This wasn't torture in a war. This happened to women in prison, simply because they demanded the right to vote. This is the shocking story of the women who fought for equality over 100 years ago. Life for a woman 100 years ago today, voting seems like a normal right. But in the early 1900s, women in many countries were not allowed to vote. In Britain, women had almost no political power. They could not choose leaders or influence government decisions. Many believed women should remain silent and stay out of politics. But some brave women refused to accept this injustice. The suffragette movement, a group of activists, known as the suffragettes, began protesting for women's voting rights. They organized demonstrations, speeches, and protests across Britain. Their message was simple: votes for women. However, the government responded with arrests and harsh punishments. Many women activists were sent to prison. The story of a brave woman, one activist, often mentioned in historical accounts, protested outside Parliament. She threw a stone toward the building as a symbol of protest. Her demand was clear: women deserved the same political rights as men. For this act, she was sentenced to 6 months in prison. The hunger strike while in prison, she decided to protest in another way. She began a hunger strike. Her goal was to show the world that women prisoners should be treated as political prisoners, not criminals. But the authorities were determined to stop the protest. Forced feeding, what happened next, shocked the world. The prisoner was tied to a chair. Her jaw was forced open. Then a tube was pushed down her throat, and liquid food was poured into her stomach. This process is called force feeding. It was extremely painful and dangerous. This procedure happened 3 times a day. Many women suffered severe injuries. Some even vomited blood after the process. Physical and emotional damage after months of imprisonment and forced feeding. Her health was severely damaged. When she was finally released, she could barely walk. Her body was weak and broken. But her spirit remained strong. Just 6 weeks later, she protested again. She was arrested again. And once again, she faced prison and force feeding. This cycle reportedly happened several times. The fight that changed history despite suffering. These women did not give up. Their courage slowly changed public opinion. People began to see the injustice. Finally, after many years of protests and sacrifice, the law began to change. In 1920, women in several countries gained the right to vote. It was a historic victory. A symbolic moment. One of the most powerful moments came when a woman who had suffered greatly finally cast her vote. She reportedly voted while sitting in a wheelchair. Her body had been damaged by years of struggle, but she had achieved what she fought for: the right to vote. Conclusion: the rights many people enjoy today were not given easily. They were earned through courage, sacrifice, and determination. The women who fought for voting rights changed history forever. Their struggle reminds us that freedom and equality often come with a heavy price.